Orientation is locked. Rotation device is back. I'm going to go back like this. There. Are we there? All right, you guys. I need your help. Powermaster, I need your help as well. I feel like you've done me wrong. We got to get some help going on here. Hopefully this isn't too pausy. Let me know if we're having problems. Let me know if audio's good. So I'm going to go. So starting off, we're going to go over to Papa Tony's channel here right around 9 o'clock or a little after. So we might not get into too much depth about it on this channel. We're going to do me and Papa Tony are going to do a little talking. I got some ideas for him. Here's the thing. Powermaster. These guys. Powermaster. Oh, and by the way, if you're here too, don't forget, give it a thumbs up, a like. Just helps wake up the algo, brings more people. So I'm going to go on a little bit of rant. Some of this was my problem, but one was not my problem. So this was the opener that sat out, and I was impressed. It sat out for a long time under a shed, and it worked, right? But what got me is it had to be all of 2 to 3 hours that I was farting around, and this thing, I couldn't get tech support. So if you take anything away from here, Powermaster, and I'll give you the chance. I'll give you the chance. The best way to get a hold of me is my email. Since I don't answer my phone, I only get text messages. You can hit me at the Daveadubson@gmail.com. It's in the description below. It's in most of my videos. But we need to talk about your tech support. Your tech support stinks. It was not this bad a few years back. It's been a long time since I've had to call tech support. And I cannot promote something, right? Or even if for the new guys out there, for anybody trying to experiment with this, if you don't have tech support. I don't know what happened. I don't know if money's tight. I don't know if things have just kind of, the technicians. I used to seem like I get the owners in a sense, like really, really experienced people. There is some pros to this. We'll try to go over some of that. But the negative is it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I called, nice lady answered the phone, and she says, she took my number, and she says, I'll put you in the queue. Okay. Well, I assume if I'm put in the queue, I'm going to at least get a phone call back the same day, right? I mean, the same day. I think I didn't answer it because I didn't have the time. Don't forget, hit the like button. I see we got 1 like. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Cheers, by the way. I got a call, the only call. I turned my phone even off silent. It wasn't from an area I recognized. But I got a call back at 2 o'clock. The only phone call I got today. That was an odd number. And I'm assuming that was them. No voicemail left. I could be wrong. And there could have been a glitch. There always is this possibility they got the wrong phone number or something. But the lady even told me, I said, do you need my phone number? And she had caller ID. And she goes, no. And she reads it to me. And she goes, and I went, yes. I said, that'll work. So I'm not real pleased with this. I am not real pleased with this because tech support. So like I said, I bounced around. Now here's what happened. I got a confession to make. I'm pretty sure I did this. And I'd like to hear your guys' opinion. Maybe on Papa Tony's. If you want to leave it and we get into it, you can mention it on here too because we're here. I touched the photo eye wires. I didn't exactly. Caleb did by accident. Now, I know like on residential, it seems like I've cut the wires, I've done everything, and it never, ever hurt anything. So that's why I say part of this was my fault. We touched the wires. I seen the wire. We were using this photo eye. We found out this one was bad. You guys ever have problems with these LiftMaster photo eyes? I have problems with them all the freaking time. It's one thing we're going to probably talk about maybe on Papa Tony's channel. I don't like these things. I have a lot of problems with these things. And anywho, so anyways, Caleb was doing something. I seen one was lit, right? The sending was lit, and I seen it go out, and I seen it do that ground out, like it ground out, but it came back. It came back. And I was like, no big deal. I told him, I said, low voltage. I said, you can touch them. I said, don't try to. I said, but it's no big deal. I didn't know where the breaker was at, blah, 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 right? So we carried on. Come to find out, these bottom, where are they? There's 2, and I mean, I do like that I feel like they give you an option. There's actually an OB OBS1 on here. There's an OBS1, OBS2, and there's an OBS3. But these little lights up here, let me see if I can grab something. Grab a knife. Stab you. I think this is it's a paper opener, mail opener. But right here, these two were freaking out. There's a red and a green, and they were just blinking, blinking, blinking. And I'm reading the instructions on here, and it says, the one says off, inactive. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I want it inactive. How do I get it inactive? I could not figure that out for the life of me. And I was depending on tech support to call me. I had about a 10% clue that I thought the board might be bad. But here was the thing. This is my second time going back to this job. And when I left the photo eyes. I used Genie photo eyes. No, I'm sorry. I did. I used the ones I started with another video back. I used the LiftMaster residential ones. I taped them to a paint stick. And I left them up in the ceiling because I had a photo eye issue. And I really, really, really thought I stapled the wire somewhere and screwed up. So the thing is when I left, right, I thought this, but now I'm guessing, I'm second guessing myself, because when I left, the remote worked. I programmed the remote and the door was opening and closing just fine, right? They pushed the button, blah, blah. Well, anyways, we're down to draping wires. We are trying to figure out, do we have a bad photo eye? So we're chasing a photo eye to wires to now it's like, okay, we go into conservative mode. So now we're like, all right, let's take the photo eyes off. So we take the photo eyes off. We have some that are taped together. I was telling Caleb, I said, sometimes the ones that are taped together, still these ones I've had, these where they don't work right if they're too close together. We put them on the floor. We're trying to spread them apart. They're lit. We can't get this darn thing to work. I mean, we're trying different settings. I mean, I'm like, so finally the guy came up and I'm like, were you able to just use the button before? And he's like, yeah. He's like, he goes, I was literally jumping over the beam, which the beam wasn't working. He didn't know that. But he said, I was hitting the close button and jumping over the beam. I'd run out. Well, obviously that means the door was working without holding, constant close. So the photo eye isn't that working. And I was kind of dragging my feet, right? Because I'm trying different wire configurations. I'm trying to put it. I even had a 10K resistor because it says something about 10K resistor. I put a 10K resistor on here. I can't get this thing. I'm like, I am totally stumped. Now, luckily, I had another board in another machine sitting right there. And I said, well, while we're waiting, I said, I guess we might as well throw another circuit board in there. So we put another circuit board in there. We hook it up the same. We got LEDs, and like I said, we're not running it through the wires, right? Boom, the door works. Hallelujah. We're back to something. But what really grinds me is no tech support. And no tech support, not in the morning, about the same time. So 24 hours later, come on, man. That's just not cool. Now, here's some of the things I still do like about these a little bit. I do like that it has this, it's a separate, I couldn't get it off. Oh yeah, it pops right off. I do kind of like this. This is your receiver for your remotes. So this is kind of nice because what's weird though, we're up there trying to reprogram remotes. And I'm like, I did one, I'm trying to program two more. And I'm like, how do I do this? I'm like, I know I did it. I can't figure it out. There's a teeny little button. You see that right there? Can you see that little button right there? It barely even pushes with your big fat finger. Look at that. Look at that. That's how you set it to put in program mode. But what I like is if you had this out in the field and I was going to do, I couldn't get the other one off. I was standing on the tippy toes of a 6-foot ladder, not OSHA approved. And I couldn't get it out of the new circuit board. And I just said, I'm not damaging it. I mean, like we are here. What did we put? We had, I think, 5 or 6 hours into this. This ain't installed. This thing's already been installed, running. It was trying to figure out how to make photo eyes work. Pretty ridiculous. And I was really bummed. I couldn't get tech support. Somebody could have said, you know what? I think your board's bad. Or test this or test that. But yeah, your board's probably bad. Because you know what I was concerned about? I was concerned about yanking the board out. And by the time I yank the board out, I'm going to get a technician calling me, the service tech. And they're going to be like, oh, well, we can't just wait on the phone. And I'll be like, I'm halfway into it. Let me, do I put the old one back in? Do I put the new one in? Now I got different, all these variables. So we figured it out. There'll be a video eventually coming out. But what a pain. But I do like they have like the single on here. Where is it? You can put a single, on that circuit board. So you got a single. I do like that receiver. I like for the most part you got buttons just like kind of like a LiftMaster. It's more primitive. It does have a timer to close. It's got those settings up here. Timer to close, the constant pressure. The other ones are B2, whatever's for the it's got to have the photo eyes and stuff like that. Good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, but Powermaster, come on, guys, you got to get on the tech support. If anything, if there's any way, at least if they would have told me and said, if the lady could have said, as of right now, you're looking at a 2-hour wait or a 3-hour wait, or they're probably not even going to call you until tomorrow. But I was kind of like dragging my feet, not intentionally. I did everything I could. And I'm just like, I was stumped. And there ain't much that stumps me anymore. And I'm just like, we came here. It worked. We determined that a photo eye was bad. And I told Caleb, I said, I think you must have touched those wires. And I said, I think you fried. And so what I wanted to talk to Powermaster, or even maybe like I see Rusty's in the house. Thanks, Rusty. Rusty, have you ever touched? I've never done it intentionally. I swear I've nicked them and stuff like that. I've cut them before. Maybe I can't say. But have you ever touched the photo eye wires on a commercial, and had problems? That's what I'm wondering. So I'm thinking because Caleb accidentally, wasn't mad. I'm still not mad. I was just disappointed that we couldn't get tech support. And so every time we touched it, guess what we did? We found where the breaker was. I was like, let's turn that breaker off before we do anything, because we were just so beat up and so exhausted. We're standing on a ladder that's not, we needed a 10-foot. We only had a 6-foot on a 12-foot tall door. And we were like, we were exhausted. So I was a little bitter. I'm definitely not gonna lie. I was a little bitter. I'm just super glad I had another one, but I wanted somebody to tell me, it sounds like you got a bad board. And I go, not a problem. That's all I needed. We got another one. We'll swap it out. We'll see where we're at. But I just went, how did we come here? This thing worked. All we're doing is messing with photo eyes. We didn't, I kept thinking maybe it was the settings. I started pulling up the manual on my phone, trying to read things. I'm reading every little description. They had a little piece of paper. I'm reading everything. And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know. So another thing too, I don't know if anybody's I've had really bad luck with these over the years. Really bad luck. I remember my first bad luck with these is I don't even know how this happened. We ended up doing a commercial job. It wasn't a very big door. I think it was only a 10-foot, but we were putting up like an MT on it. I don't think it was a full T. It was an MT. It wasn't a very big door. And we put up that door, and I bought the wires, right? The wires from the LiftMaster supplier, the one that's the biggest one in the state of Michigan. And we ran those wires, and we couldn't, the photo eye, I didn't realize had the slightest glitch, man. Like you had to do this. Like get right up to it and watch it. And when you push the button, there'd be just a slightest little hesitation in that darn thing. And after we went through probably 7 technicians, one finally told us, said, hey, it's the wire you're using. You can't run that wire. It's too far to run. You need a heavier gauge wire. What? Like the wire we bought, it's the LiftMaster wire. It's in a roll. It's different. It's a little bit different. This actually looks like it's better quality. What are you supposed to do? So we used to run a lot of the 18 gauge, shielded, stranded, whatever, the ones that's gray. We kind of got out of that a little bit because that stuff's kind of expensive. So we were buying the ones, right? And you're telling me this is LiftMaster wire. So maybe it was only made for residential. I never got to that point. And then maybe they got a commercial one, but it was like LiftMaster wire. So I was like, okay, it's only a 10-foot tall door, and we're not running from here to the other side of a fire department. So that was my first experience, because then I remember my business partner at the time had to leave. I was not the electrician guy at the time. So I'm doing everything. I'm doing Hail Marys. I'm draping the wires. Right now it's like It's like abandoned ship. It's like screw that. We're just gonna drape the wires right to the photo eyes. And as soon as we did that with the good wire, it worked like a charm. So I always told myself with these photo eyes, I will never ever run light gauge wire, like what's on here, right? Like you can't run if you got some residential. Just my opinion. I tried a second time too, and it failed. So that was my one problem. Another problem I've had with these is sunlight. I don't think I can. It doesn't. If maybe once or twice I've had problems with the genies, and you guys are more than welcome. You say, "Hey, I've had tons of genies. Throw it in there," because, like I said, I'm not trying to be a cheerleader for anybody. I'm just trying to find the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry basket. So these, I've had a lot of problems, and I've been mentioning, asking people that I think if I remember correctly, you want the sending, this is the sending one, you want the sending one on the sun side. So the sun's bright on here, it's still sending the signal, but the receiving side is where it can get messed up. But the sunlight can mess them up. So what I would start doing, I would actually mount them on the floor, and I'd actually scoot them back. Or you can mount them on the wall too, I guess. But I started mounting them on the wall because they come with a nice bracket, these ones. They come with a nice bracket. I started mounting them back. You know what I'm saying? So I'd mount them back out of the sun in the shade as much as possible a little bit. Customers have a little funkiness about that. Oh, Evan's in the house. He's tearing it up. So that's another problem I've had with these. I've also just had these be randomly bad. You know what I mean? Like right out of the box, just the quality of these. I've had better luck with the residential ones, I feel like, than I ever had with, I'm talking like LiftMaster Chamberlain, than I ever. When I see these ones, I always cringe. I go, oh, golly, those things, those pile of junks. I've had a lot of problems. I've had moisture get in these, which I know they're not waterproof, but they're, it's like I'd rather put a pair of residential ones on there. So I've had problems with that. I mean, I like the design. I like the bulkiness. I like the little rubber pad they put, the wing nut. I mean, I like the metal bracket and everything is very universal. It's adjustable. I love that. But the quality of this thing is like junk. I've had a lot of these get busted out for whatever reason. The ones that have the dome seem to work better. The residential ones, problematic. So what I would always do is I think it's the open four. I don't know if they call them Nemas. I don't think they're Nemas, but on the rubber pad. Anytime I was ordering LiftMaster directly from, when we were ordering directly from them, I'd always order them with, it was another, I don't know if it was $20 or $40 more. I didn't care. Because when you guys know, when you're out there at the job, you know what I mean? Like you're sweating and the customer's hovering over you. When are you going to get this done? We got to get a truck out here. Can you get the running? Blah, 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 blah. You're like, I would need everything to work for me and work good. And last thing you want to do is be chasing your tail around with a stinking photo eye problem. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like I said, you guys let me know. You guys always can email me if you think I'm crazy. If we jump off for the Papa Tony's or anything, or comment over there too. Or you can comment on here, is fine too. But like I said, these, problematic, man. Problematic. Do. Oh, yeah. What's up, Dab? I hope you're doing good. Powermaster. Rusty says, never seen a Powermaster. Yeah, it's, supposedly, Powermaster was first. Then came LiftMaster. LiftMaster branched off or something, or there was a separation, a business or something. That's the theory or the story I've been told. And I like the simplicity of them. But I don't like the fact I couldn't get tech support. Now, I used to deal, what was that guy's name? Was it Damien? I don't know if it was Damien. He was a sales guy. He's a cool dude, man. They were really nice. We lost rails one time. They shipped us all new rails. They just got lost in transit. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was like 6 or 12 doors. And I was like, they're going to be like, we're not replacing those. They took care of it. It just took a while. It's hard because if you don't have a dealer, so Powermaster, hook me up. You want me to sell your stuff? Got to give me a phone call. You got to get tech support. You need to have something. I don't know if you got to pay a premium or something. I don't know. But, I do like the simplicity of them. And I like this card. You know what I mean? I like that idea. That's pretty sweet. You can take that off. Ooh, and what's crazy is do I got one over there? I don't know if we got a remote over there, but the frequency's different. I wanted to kind of talk about this over on Papa Tony's channel because there's something, and I wanted to quiz you guys on it. I wanted to ask you guys about it. But that little antenna works pretty darn good for steel buildings. Just saying. I won't go into too much depth. I don't want to take away the thunder. The thunder. I'm just here to prime the pump. Let's see here. I've never seen. As Edward says, hello everyone. Edward, hope you're doing good. Thanks, Evan, for tearing up the. We need to make Rusty. I should make Rusty. Rusty, you want to be an admin or whatever? What is it? I forget the name. Edward says I use 18.2. Okay, 18.5 thermostat wire for commercial eyes. Never had a problem except for water in those eyes. Okay, fair enough. I don't know if we got. I think we still. So we use. I don't want to take you out there and lose the signal, but it's 18.2. I know that, but it's the. Is it called PEX or something like that, or it's in a box? The thing is, we use it for gate operators and stuff like that. I don't think we buy the Shield anymore because there's really no reason to. Shield, as far as I know, is for more like communication. But you could use, what I don't really care for with the thermostat wire typically is, from what I understand, it's solid strand. I mean, I don't know. I don't even like sometimes that these are the solid strand, you know what I mean? Because if you play with them enough, that's why sometimes I get funny about the wire nuts. So what we just did is we wire nut and left it. I was like, it works. I'm leaving it. Like, we don't need any more bad luck. So I just left it. Otherwise, I try to use gel connectors, but I always have to shave them down a little bit and get them in there just right for the crimp and the gel. And so I still don't feel really good about them. I never tried those ones. I should try those ones, right? The little blocks. They got the orange in them. Those snap blocks. Those probably work pretty good, but I don't think they have gel in them. So that was the only reason we get so much corrosion, it seems like. But thermostat wire probably works. I don't know. Does anybody know what size wire this is? I mean, this obviously ain't 18, I'm assuming. But I just know if you don't use heavy enough wire, it causes a problem. And it's very hard to diagnose, especially when you're a greenhorn and you don't know what you're looking for. It stumped me a couple times. Until finally, I got somebody through tech support, and they're like, "What kind of wire are you using?" And I'm like, "I'm using this LiftMaster. It's too light. You got to get a heavier wire." And I'm like, "Oh, that's been my problem." Have water. I like it when it says Evan. It says for 86,000 seconds. He's in timeout. What's up? Is it CRPD? Thermostat wire works great for us. No issues. That's good to know. That's good to know. I like hearing, a couple people using it. Like I said, let's take it out there. We got a minute. I don't think Papa Tony's fired up the queue here at all. So let's take a look for a second. This is walk out here. I think the internet will stay. If not, I'll be right back. If it doesn't, it freezes on me. Light, please. Light. Internet, I think, is okay. What is it called? West Pen. It's West Pen. It's this stuff right here. It's in a roll. Can't see that, probably worth a hoot because it's darker than snot. Let me see if I can get you a flashlight. We got tons of it. We use it for a lot of gate operators and stuff. The West Pen. It's nice wire. It's nice wire. It pulls good through conduit and everything. So, works good. But thermostat wire, see, I almost feel like you guys are probably using, I think we got some, we just don't use anymore. I don't know if this is it though. Like, look at this. That's like thermostat wire. What is that? It's got 4 strands in there, I think, though. But that roll's been sitting there forever. Like, nobody uses it. I think we're all scared. The other stuff, it just pulls so nice. Plus, it's got the little string in it for ripping it, for doing your thing. Your thing for a chicken wing. But no, that's cool. If it's working good, like I said, don't keep doing it. You know what I mean? Excuse me. All right. No issues. It says, I don't know what that guy's problem was. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate all Moderators. That's what it is. Like I said, because it's hard when you're talking to see what's going in, and sometimes I get behind, and you don't need people being silly, stupid. Like I said, you're always more welcome to have comments in here. I just ask that you keep them clean and make them relevant, not just some, you know, whatever, just silly, weird stuff. And we know who they are typically because we got a good group. Um, those commercial sensors look like really old residential sensors. They basically, from what I understand, they are. I think it was like the Craftsman's or something like that. Because I've seen the same thing. I agree, Evan. It was like I seen these and it was like I felt bad because these ones are yellow, kind of ugly for residential. Sometimes I try to peel off a sticker or whatever. But I use these all the time. I have not played enough around. So what threw me, this one had 10K on it. That threw me. I didn't think these are 10K. I figured these just have that sensor, in them. I didn't see anything. I don't know. I don't think they're 10K. Um, I know we use 10K for photo eyes and stuff on gate operators, but I was struggling, man. I was struggling because this has what has this got? Mm, Pulse monitor. Where did it say it? I think it said it somewhere. Might not be on here. It might have been somewhere else. It was telling you that a red monitor is 10K monitor, alternate fault, also alternating. Okay. Oh, I didn't see that part last night. Alternating. That's what it was doing. Red, green, red, green, red, green. All these two ones right here. They just kept alternating, and I'm like, I kept telling Caleb, I said, I'm not satisfying them. I said, something's going on. I said, I don't know why they're freaking out. But I don't know if any of you guys, like I said, have you ever taken, I've never done it deliberately that I know of, but I swear I've touched them before on Lift Masters even. Touch the wires by chance, you know, that goes up there and it comes back to life. I was surprised there's not either more resilient or there was a fuse or something. Um, but so like I said, that was my fault. So basically, lesson learned right now. If you're gonna go out and do any photo eyes night, you make sure you turn the power off. Those commercial signs look like the really old ones. Through sensors, just through yellow labels on. Yep, Edward says, I believe you're correct, Evan. I replaced one with it was in a pinch. He says, always worked for me. So one thing I've noticed is I haven't had anybody completely tell me for sure. Can you use any photo eye across the board? I've never really done that. You know what I mean? That's always been like kind of like a no-no. Like we don't do that. Like Genie doesn't go with, but I'm I don't know. I mean, I've seen these on YouTube a long time ago, how they have a frequency. That's why you can't just wire them, put a jumper wire because I get people all the time. Well, can I just jumper wire it? And I'm like, no. I'm like, you got, if anything, you can take the photo eyes. You didn't hear this from me. I say you stick them up above the opener. And they're like, really? I'm like, yep. But if you ever get a bird's nest or tape them, sometimes you can tape them together. So if you ever get a bird's nest up there and it quits working, or severe dust or whatever bird crap, that could always be problematic. So, it's just, but I never tested enough. So, like, I know the Powermaster obviously will accept. I figured it would because LiftMaster and Powermaster were kind of the same brothers and sisters at one time. Um, so I didn't think that'd be a problem. That's why it was throwing me though. I'm like, all of a sudden I'm like, it was working fine, and I'm like, now why is it like what? Now I was just waiting for tech support, to be like something's wrong with the photo, the circuit board we think is bad. Sweet, okay, no problem, good. I'll change it out, and thank you for your help. But when I didn't get nothing, dude, I was bumming. I was bumming. I was like, man, no callback. I mean, 8 o'clock at night, we ended up, grabbing dinner, nothing. Next day, oh, they're gonna call me bright and early, nothing. Got some call at 2, and I don't know for sure, no voicemail. They even got something, plastic in there. Something always rattling these things. Like I said, it's just. Oh, Evan's got. Does anybody use Blue, the Ethernet cable for commercial Or are builders only doing that on residential? That's a good question. What's up, Tony? About ready? I see, is this one's Boss Man? What's up, Boss Man? What is this? Vitiker Ferber photo eyes are the best. I don't think I know that one. Never seen a commercial operator they don't work on. Oh, reliable too. They are also NEMA 4. Interesting. That is interesting. Let me, I gotta write that down. Where's a sticky note when you need one? There's one. Let me write that down. What is it? See, that's what I'm kind of wondering. I'm wondering if they're all basically the same. I've never done it though. I've never like just went, they're all the same and started crossing them over and all that kind of stuff. I always went with whatever was, whatever belonged with that photo eye or that opener. I just do that, but if you get a certain photo eye, like honestly, like I said, I'd rather take Genies over these things. I'd rather take, I don't like that Genies, basically the residential ones look like they're commercial ones. But I just don't remember any problems with them. Not like these. Not like these. Now, I've never ran lighter wire on the Genies either. That's just a no-no nowadays for me. So it'd be curious. Let me make sure. Let's check it out here. Dun, dun, dun. Boss says they work on Genie somehow and everything else too. Yeah. Edward's got, there is a set of universal photo eyes that can be used on different brands, but I couldn't use Chamberlain. On Genie. Interesting. Okay, hang on, the boss lady just got home. Let me say something to her first. No problem, Tony. So you can't, so I don't know what I'm going to test it on, but I think I'm going to definitely try it a little bit. I'm a little gun shy though because I don't want to zap anything since I just had that problem. I've never had that problem before. But like I said, I can't vouch, for these ones, for the Powermaster. I haven't done a ton of these, or I've done a ton of LiftMaster, and I've done a ton of Genies. And like I said, I always got exactly what was there because for one, it was easier, right? If they had this style, I just replaced with this style because it fits in the housing. But I just know for a long time there for myself, and thank you guys. We got up to, well, it all depends on what you look at. We got 10 likes. So thank you guys for hitting the like button. But I just know when I would see these, nope. I went with the NEMAs. I'd always order the NEMAs with the LiftMaster because they were so problematic. I was trying to see if we had a bookie sitting here. Just take a glance here. Has anybody got the new, old LiftMaster, the NEMAs, not NEMAs, but the 5.0 that's come back out supposedly? Has that crossed over, or are they just still pushing the maximum, or where the heck's my photo eyes at in this thing? Oh, photo eyes, where are you? Where are you, photo eyes? Oh, here we go. There they are. I know those right away, baby. Right there. The rubber ones. CPS open for $141. Wait a minute. But see, that's what it was. So it was $41 more than the regular ones up here. These ones say, in this book, they're basically $110. So $110 versus $141. For 40 some dollars, 50, 60, I don't care. I will eat that all day. I will eat that all day because the headaches and these things, man, I tell you what, these things I've seen in Michigan weather, the salt barns and just everything else kicked and beat and stuff dropped on them. They just keep working. I never had a problem with sun with these ones for some reason, but these little boogers are not worth it. Now, maybe if they were $20, maybe, maybe. You know what I mean? But for $40, no, nope, that's not worth my time. Nope, I'll just eat the 40. If I didn't have it in the bid even, screw it, I'll eat it. You know what I mean? Because that would happen. Stuff would get bid, and then I had to order it, and I'd be like, nope, I'm not doing that. Not with that customer, not with that client. Too far away, they got too many variables. Just things that happen. Different brands could use in Chamberlain and Genie. But you guys let me know, like I said, because that's pretty cool to know that there's a universal one out there. Now, hopefully it works across the board. But like I said, that kind of, when you're talking that kind of, once you start kind of hitting like over $100, that's when my brain starts going, maybe I'll just use the cheaper stuff or something, this and that. But when we're talking 20, 40, $60, I just eat it. It just saves me so much my time. If I got to go back out there or this thing has a problem and the guys don't have it or I don't have it, I like stuff that's dependable, that works like a champ. Oh, show. What's this one say? But that's cool that boss man mentioned that. I'm good, Tony. I'm good. Let the chips land. I think it just started, looks like, yep, by the old camera system, it just started raining. All right, guys, so we're going to be going over to, I call him Papa Tony, but it's Tony's Garage Door Service is how I look it up. If Tony tells me otherwise, we're gonna switch over to his channel. We're gonna try to pair up. We're gonna try. See if it works like last time. So we're gonna be going over there. So I'll be looking at this one, but you can hang out here for a few if you want. I'll check this out at a glance. I'll give it 10, 15 minutes, and then once everything connects with him, we're gonna go over there to his channel. Definitely encourage you to check it out. It's fun. We're going to have a nice conversation. I got some stuff I want to pick his brain about. He's got a lot of years of experience. So we're going to have some fun with it. So he kind of pulled me out of hibernation to do it. He was like, "You want to do this thing?" I was like, "Yeah, what the heck? Why not?" Right? Says that photo in the book was the Victor. Oh, that is? Okay. Black Rubber Flex one. I don't know. He says if said LiftMaster in the picture, but they are rebranded. So Rusty's got. I never had a problem with hooking up sensors, having a short. He says older Marine openers would blow fuse if touching. Okay. Push button wires. But I have a problem with hooking up sensors having a short. Well, that's the thing is, so Rusty, to try to clarify it a little bit, the other day it was totally my fault because I didn't turn the power off to the opener. We did have a bad, this is why this one says on it, says bad. We did have a bad photo eye. This was one. So we were chasing that. I never shut the power off. We didn't know where the breaker was, right? We didn't really have a long enough ladder. And anywho, I seen in the corner, because we had them laying on the ground, I seen in the corner of my eye, I seen the photo eye that was ascending. The power, how you know when it drowns out? Like it's not like a flick off. It's like it goes, like it powers and it powers back on. And I seen that and I was like, well, that's weird. Why the hell would that do that? And I went, oh, I seen him over there holding like the wires. I think he touched the wires, but it powered back up. So no biggie, right? Well, it caused it. Papa Tony's ringing. Let's see if we can do this. Dun, 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 dun. And we are over here, but we aren't live yet. We got to do something. We got to join. We got to push the buttons. We got to oil and lube and all this kind of stuff. Tony says his ass kicked today. Boom, it went already to live?
Yep.
Oh, what the hell? I thought last time we had a little bit of a time.
As far as I know, we're live.
Did you do something different?
I must have.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool. It's all cool. I just reading Rich. He just said Tony got his ass kicked today.
you ain't a kidding. I got my butt kicked
Oh, that's crazy.
over.
I don't know. Rusty's got some. Rich is he still working on the back hangs? Yeah, because you cut off
Yeah,
today.
I got it done. I did a little live at the end. It runs nice and smooth.
Did it?
Operator, yeah, Costco operator belt driven
Okay. Cool.
through a support beam.
Did you? So you did put an opener on it too?
Yeah, but I had to run the opener through a four
Yeah.
2x or 2x12, whatever they were.
Yeah.
They had cut a hole in. It had Stanley in their original.
Dang.
It was bad. The homeowner, he was in working on the house. He come out and said, "How's it going?" And I said, "Not good."
Not good.
He goes, "That's about how the whole house has been."
Oh. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, yep. One of them old ones. It was native lumber. I mean, to drive something in it. Oh,
So we got a little bit of a glitch because Rich is still on I got the live going over here. He says he can't find Tony, not up yet. And I noticed we haven't got nobody, so I wonder what's going on. That's weird.
I don't know.
I mean, those guys are seasoned vets.
It says live 2020,
It does. Everything looks good on my end.
but nobody's there.
I know. What's the deal?
His garage door.
It's Tony's garage door, right?
Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's what everybody's told me.
That's weird. That's
I
weird.
mean, I don't know what to hit. Let's see.
I mean, I don't see. We don't got no thumbs up. We don't have nobody on. We got no comments. It's like we are dead. I don't know what the deal is. That's weird.
Hang on a second. Let me look around here.
Huh.
Make sure.
He's
I
checking.
noticed. Hang on a second. See what this does. Oh. Nope. I
No.
don't want to do.
It was kind of weird because this time it seemed like it just kicked right off. Where before we were like, you were like, oh, we're not live yet, and I said,
Rusty.
well, we got
Rusty's.
okay. Well, must have just took a minute.
I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. There we go. Rusty's in the house. Try it again, Rich. You know. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got it working. I was bummed I didn't get to. I was really enjoying the live, and it must have just shut off.
Yeah.
You know, when we were watching earlier today.
Yeah, the thing froze up. I don't know what was going on with it.
Yeah, well, probably internet.
We're back. And, I get busy working.
I know.
I don't look,
I know.
I forget. Just, I'll even say a cuss word and be like, oops. Okay.
Oh man! So you guys need to go over to Tony's channel. Let me know in the comments here if you're not finding it or something. I'll give it about another 5-10 minutes, and otherwise I'm gonna shut this one down. So check it out though. So Tony, I kind of wanted to pick your brain. We were having some good conversation. We really should have been doing it on a live or something because we've been talking about the LiftMaster.
Uh-huh.
So, after we were texting each other, I realized I was like, oh my gosh, I've had a lot of problems and I'm, talking with the LiftMaster, the 5.0 commercials openers. And I didn't realize how many problems I've had over the years with them that I've fought through. And so I kind of wanted some of your, because it seemed like you were kind of like, yeah, like one was talking about the extended range antenna.
Oh, for sure. I've noticed I don't like the 5.0. Is that the red? I go by
Yeah.
like red and
Yeah.
silver.
Yep.
But the red one always gave me better range in a metal building.
Oh.
The silver one,
Oh.
don't even have the coax hookup. You have to buy a little adapter.
Right.
Plastic piece that has the antenna, you hook it in, then you can wire it out.
Yeah.
That one, every time, that did not work in a metal building. I don't care. Like
Yep.
the guy put one in a couple of years ago, and the guy said, "I want the cheapest one you got."
Yep. It was So I think what it is that you're talking basically we got the MT or we have a T if we're talking like the trolley. And the MT was the cheaper one, what you're talking about. You got to put the adapter in it. So I got to the point for us from our vendor, it was a like a $40 difference.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even touch them. I just
Oh,
always went to the T, you know?
yeah. Yeah, because otherwise you're buying the coax cable. You got to punch it through the building.
Yep. Yep. But even with the T, it had the coax piece on it, but we had to. It seemed like with the LiftMaster, for whatever reason, we always, if it was a metal door, metal building, we always had to put extended range on it.
Built it through, or
Well, it was weird. Sometimes we, depending on how the rain and shed was, I tried one time. I put one in the jam. It kind of worked, and then I found out what worked better for us, anyways, was you had to use the factory remote, not the universal. It had to be the what was made for that one.
I believe that.
And so then the reason I kind of got me thinking about it was because with Cap, he was telling me the other day about it. And he goes, I've never put an extended range on a Genie, and I was like, huh. I went, I've never have either. Now I think about it, and so I did notice I didn't get the numbers, but the Powermaster also had a different frequency on their box. So I don't know if LiftMaster is using just a crappy frequency and that's what's causing, or.
With the LiftMaster now, with that MC,
Mhm.
you can switch the frequency from 315 to 390.
Okay.
If you're having problems.
Yep.
Like I've got. This is what I used to use.
Dang.
To find what was interfering.
Oh. Gotcha.
But now with that MC, you can just switch it out. You hold the button for so many seconds or whatever, and then it beeps. I don't know the process. But
Sure.
It's easy to do.
Huh. That's weird because I feel like the Powermaster was 393 or something like that. It had a frequency, and I was like, huh. So maybe that's what's, because I asked a customer about this one, and this is all it is this little antenna on the circuit board inside the cabinet, and I said, have you had any problems with it? And he said, no. He said, it's been working fine. And I said, huh. So that made me, I was expecting him to say, no, man, I got to get out of the truck and I got to stand up to the door and, it's crap. So.
That's a LiftMaster.
Yeah, exactly.
Stand up there, stick on one foot, hand up.
You know how bad that is too? You know how it is like when you bid a job, if you're doing 2 or 3 or 6 or a fire department, and then, now it's like, you know what I mean? Is the builder going to pay for it? Does the fire department going to pay for it? I mean, it makes your job really a pain in the butt,
Oh, yeah.
So that's heartbreaking.
Yeah. That's kind of like that. That was,
what, like?
I lost my butt on that one.
Well,
2 days on an 8 by 6, 9. Come on.
Well, man, that's what I was telling you last night when you texted me. I was like, I said, I'm like not having a good day, because the tech support didn't get back to me, and I burned up probably 2 to 3 hours screwing around.
That would have ticked me off to no end. I don't like to sit idle.
And luckily I had another circuit board and I figured it out, but I was like, and I could have raised hell and called and probably said stuff, but
right.
So let me read a couple. What do we got here? So Rich got in here finally. He's on the live. Rich B said, did you get those texts I sent you? I don't know if he must be talking to Tony or me, because I don't think I got them, Rich.
Number.
And then it says, Evan's got hello again. He says, so I'm going to shut this off on this stream over here, though. So you got to go over to Tony's Garage Door Service is how I find it, actually. It's on YouTube. Look for you'll see him being live on there. If you want to join us early, we'd love to have you. Guys, keep your fingers.
Was it Rich B that gave up the suspenders that time you were giving away?
Yeah. Yep.
Rich. You messed up, dude.